If you've been wanting to check out some aquascapes for African cichlid tanks, then this is the video for you, so stay tuned. What's up guys, JJ here, and today we finally got our tanks. As some of you know, I've been moving across country. I got here and then had to wait a couple of weeks for my tanks to get here, but they're here finally, so we got to start rebuilding the fish room, and we're going to start with that 4-foot, 60-gallon aquarium, and we're going to put some African cichlids in it, and I really am excited about this scape. Okay, so two things we've got to do before we can really get started. This tank is a mess, so I'm going to have to wipe it down a little bit, and this is the first time I've set up tanks in this house, so I've also got to get my level and make sure everything's flat so we're not putting undue stress on the tank with uneven water levels. So just grab my level from the toolbox. Bubbles in the middle, everything's good. Glad I remembered to do that. Would have been terrible if I had to start over with the water in the tank. So there we go. She's not perfect, but she's wiped down enough to see what we're doing. And we'll go back and give it another good cleaning on the outside when we're done with the whole scape. But first thing we got to do is put in our substrate. Okay, here's our box of larger hardscape from things we tore down from the last fish room. What I would like to do is to get some structures, get these larger rocks going at some interesting angles, and then maybe we start accenting them with some smaller rocks I just picked up. So I'm really liking the angles we have on the hardscape here. I think that's going to be really cool. I have an idea of what I want to do over here, but before I keep going, I think I want to put in some smaller stones to sort of get us a transition into the larger ones. So I've got these river stones I just picked up, or I think they're called beach pebbles actually. We're going to bust that open and put a few together. Now, anytime I see rock formations in the wild, it seems like it's always a large stone that's maybe broken down into some smaller ones. So our last step is we're going to get some river stones here that are much smaller, and we're going to sprinkle them around just kind of like breadcrumbs all the way around the rest of the structure to transition into the substrate. And that's one I picked up from MD Fish Tanks. If you're really into aquascapes, you should definitely watch him. But he just kind of sprinkles his smaller rocks and let them fall where they are, and it gets kind of a natural look. Okay, our hardscape's in place, and I am so excited to get some. All right, our hardscape's in place. I think it looks pretty good. It's hard to make these things look unique. Without the plants, you really have to just kind of think about your placement and the angle of your rocks. So now we're going to get some water in it, and I'm a little nervous because who knows what happened when we were getting this tank shipped here from home. Well, I guess from Indiana, because now Florida's home. But hopefully it fills up. I didn't test it. I'm just believing in Jesus that it's going to fill up just fine. Alright, I put the filter and the heater in while the tank was filling up. This is a 75 gallon hang on the back for a 60 gallon tank. It's never been a problem for me before, but I was doing New World cichlids and I had like 10 of them in there. So we'll see how it does with the stocking of our Africans. Now while the dust settles on that, we're going to take a break and I want to talk about this tank right here. This is my 75 gallon Oscar tank, the tank that I had my Oscars in. And we got to figure out what we're going to do with it. So check this out. So we made this cement rock background, and it held up really nicely while the tank was all put together. But during the move, I think we had, I don't know, something banged around in here, and I've got some pieces missing. So I'm not sure if I want to just patch that up, or if I want to pry this whole stone background out and try something else. So let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe to see what we end up doing with this as well. Okay, that's pretty much it for setting up the tank while we're doing a time lapse. I put the filter in. Water's a little murky, so I put another filter on it so we don't have to wait all day. And we're gonna go get some fish. Now, before you aquatic experts say you can't get fish on the same day, guys, don't forget that this is seasoned gravel that's been in the tank before. I have seasoned filter media. Okay, so it's not a big deal. We're still going to grab some water conditioner because I did just put in new water. And we'll put in some quick start as well to get some extra beneficial bacteria, but we should have no problem starting a new tank and putting in new fish on the same day. Now, all that being said, if you're new to setting up aquariums, before you ever put fish in, please look up the nitrogen cycle or cycling your tank. But this is all seasoned media, so for everybody who knows about the nitrogen cycle, we'll be just fine, and I'll be checking on water changes just in case. Okay, we're here at Boardroom Aquariums. Let's check out the cichlids and see what we're going home with. Alright, I think this is what we're going to start with. We're going to start with some labs and see how they do, and then maybe we'll come back. Okay, we're back from Boardroom Aquariums. I ended up just getting 6 yellow labs. They had sold a couple since I was last there, but that's fine. We'll start out with these 6, and then we'll think about how we can add some more stocking maybe in a week or 2.